But yeah, the club scene used to be fire. Like we really went to dance. We really walked
went
out
in
of
it.
it sweating.
Yeah.
I mean, the music. I felt like the DJs were way better
Yeah.
back then.
I think the music was better back then.
Yeah.
But I think we still go because there's not a lot to do or a lot that we know to do.
Right.
Why do you think people still go to the club?
Hey everyone, welcome back to How the F Is This a Podcast. Today we're going to talk about clubbing. Are we still doing this or what? So Chris, let's dive into what was the club scene like. When did you start clubbing? Early 2000s?
Yeah.
Early 2000s. What was the club scene like for you early 2000s?
Better. That's all I really can say. I feel like I could dance back then. You know what I'm saying? Like don't even, you ain't even, I could dance back then. I felt like the moves were easier. The beats were nice. You know, I have to be mindful of the artists that I call out because so many of them are in trouble now. So I'm like trying to think of the names that I used to follow. But one of my favorite songs used to be Daddy's Home, Usher, like that type of music, or Doodoo Brown was out when I was growing up, and all of those songs, you know. So we used to dance.
Right.
I feel like the club scene and the party scene, I was dancing and I was having a good time with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't like going to the club like that right now. I don't.
Wait, pause, because we're going to get to the club today,
Okay.
but we talking about the evolution real quick.
All right.
All right, so for me, the evolution of the club was really, so I started at teen parties. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't forget about teen parties.
I don't even know if they have teen parties anymore.
I don't think it's a part of the culture, really, But I know, so actually my very first party, I was about like 8 years old. My cousins, they was turning like 13, 14 maybe. I don't know, something like that. And they had a house party right down the street from my cousin's house in Queens. And it was everybody on the block. So, like, you know, the culture back then, everybody on the block knew each other, family knew each other. And when I used to go to my aunt's house, my aunt was very lenient as far as, like, how we was able to play outside and stuff. So we was young, 9, 10 years old, like, sitting on a stoop till, like, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then my aunt would be like, all right, y'all come in the house.
Yeah.
But the culture and the environment where we was at, that's just what it called for, you know? And it was safe in a sense. So I remember my cousins had this party, and this was around the time when Beanie Man and Maya had Beanie Man and the Girls and Sugar, right? Yeah. So that was like my song.
Was it?
That was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
So I remember being at the party, and it was this girl, Janae, and she used to actually date my uncle, but my uncle like 3 years older than me. So we all like grew up like cousins.
Yeah.
So this girl, Janae, and I remember everybody was just dubbing, twerking. Well, not twerking. We ain't call it twerking. Whining down.
Yeah.
Whining down in the party. And I never danced in my life till this point. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to get this Beanie Man dance on. Like, I see what they doing. I'm about to, whatever. And I grabbed her, and she went with me to dance, but we didn't have no wall space. Now, you know the wall space.
It's important.
The wall space was so important,
Yeah.
especially when, as a new dancer, because, you know, you might trip up a little bit. So she probably danced with me all of like 8 seconds.
Dang.
And then she said, yeah, because I was like falling or whatever. And then she just went and started dancing with somebody else.
Yeah.
But
That was your debut.
Yeah,
That's when
that
it
was my
happened for you.
debut.
You know, you talking about like the teen parties. So we didn't have teen parties at anybody's house. So everyone, I grew up at that age in Austin, New York. So parties were like at the center. Parties was at the high school. Like it wasn't like we were partying at anybody's house. I didn't have a house party until I was older and my nieces were younger, and I would crash their house party because it used to be a good time.
So when you say older, what you mean?
So when I was like 13, 14, we would go to the center, or our high school would have a party.
Yeah.
But nobody's parents was allowing house parties for the kids.
Oh, see.
That didn't happen where I was
The culture
from.
was different. So I lived in Long Island, but So we used to go to in Long Island. They used to have this club called Rumper Sky in Hempstead. So we used to go to Hempstead. Then they had Webster Hall. When I was in like high school, so we used to go to the city in Webster Hall. Like Webster Hall was like one of the littest clubs in the city.
I've never been in the Bronx. No, this was in the
Manhattan,
city.
yeah.
I've never been to Webster Hall.
Yeah,
I feel like
so
I
it was
out.
we had a couple of like teen clubs.
Yeah,
the summertime we had this thing called like summer nights where we would get on the bus. They'll take us to the beach, and then we'll have like this whole.
Where was this in Long Island?
In Long, yeah,
so
Long
they
Island.
Wasn't doing
Long
stuff
Island
like
was
this.
lit. It was lit. House
like
parties, major house parties. Like all my friends had house parties.
That's crazy.
And we just whether it was like a summer cookout party or like in the house where we messing up their walls, jean stains all on the wall. Like
not my life.
The club. So the house parties was like the prelude to the club scene.
Yeah.
Right. So we started our house parties. Then we had a couple of teen clubs, and then it was like the backyard parties during the summertime.
Did y'all go to Skate Key?
Nah.
But you never heard of Skate Key? Okay. Yeah. I just wondered if Long Island people came to the city for Skate Key. I think Skate Key was in the Bronx. I'm not sure.
Probably did. I mean, we used to be in the city a lot. Because that's where,
wild.
Other than Hempstead, all the other clubs was like in Queens and in Manhattan.
Okay. So there was a club in New York Shell called the Palladium.
Oh.
And so that's when like Jadakiss would come and all the artists would come. And I didn't have an ID at the time. I wasn't old enough at the time. So we had fake IDs getting into this club.
I feel like that's the culture of New York. Like at least when we was growing up. Yeah, I had a fake ID. It was a real ID, actually. So a lot of my homeboys were older than me.
Oh,
so I was the youngin' of my friend group. So I used to hang out with like 16 guys. And then I had like a lot of female friends too. But my core male friends, we used to be locked in. So one of my friends, he had 2 IDs. So when I was 16, I technically was 18.
Okay.
And then, when I went to college, I wound up being 21. Mm-hmm. So I was just using his ID until it expired.
Yeah. No. I didn't have. I went to a couple clubs, but that was it. Really, I never went to the city. Like I only partied in Westchester for the most part.
Gotcha.
When I was in high school.
Right.
Stealing my mom's car. Going to the party.
See, and I didn't have to steal my mom's car. She would let me actually use her car.
Oh, yeah, not my mom.
So she'd just be like, be home by 1, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then she would let me roll out and I'll go pick up all my friends. So the thing about living in Long Island, a lot of us, we were driving, like in high school.
Okay.
Like, so we had our license and, all of that. So we was driving. But yeah, the club scene used to be fire. Like, we really went to dance. We really walked out of it sweating.
Yeah.
I mean, the music, I felt like the DJs were way better back then.
I think the music was better back then.
Yeah, definitely.
I really feel like the music was just better back. Like, I know, like, I don't like going to the club unless I'm out of town.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes another country type thing. I just don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah. I feel you on that. I feel like the reason why I still may go to the club is if I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
So if I'm in Mexico and I'm like, oh, what? We in Cancun? Or I'm in Ghana, like, oh yeah, we hitting up every club.
Well, the Ghana party, like, you've been, I haven't gone. I don't even know if we got to Evolution yet, but like, I need to go there this year because it just seems like the place to be, the place to party. And you know how I feel about my Afrobeat. So I feel like I need to be there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I didn't get literally no sleep. I mean, I think out of all the vacations I went on, that was the vacation that I was sleep deprived on.
Yeah.
Like that plane ride, not home, not because I literally was out. We'll leave a party at like 5, 6 a.m., go to a pool party that start at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Be at the pool party till like 11.
Yeah.
Go back to our hotel, get dressed, go to an excursion. Like it was crazy.
That's the only time I come alive is when I get on a plane and go somewhere else. Like I have a good time. I feel like what was the party? My favorite. Now I will say I did have a good time in Richmond one time. Just one good party night. I had a good time. I forgot what it was called. I think it was called Hideaway.
We had that time.
That was a good time. But it was a reggae night, so I could do. Or was it? Was it?
It was reggae night. Yeah.
Now that time,
Yeah.
I had the best time. Like I don't like trap music.
Yeah. I hate trap music. Well, no, I wouldn't say I hate trap music in a club. Like it depends. It really depends on my vibe. So I feel like I don't know. I be having different vibes when I go out.
Yeah.
Like, and it depends on the club. So I remember I was when we went to DR. I don't remember the name of this club, but the club itself was lit. Like just the vibe of it. And then when you went in there, it was packed.
Yeah.
But it was like healthy packed. So you could have a good time. And when we walked in there, it was trapped. Like trapped out. But it gave for trap music. But yeah, I mean, I think what has changed a lot now is that more people are calling clubs lounges, right? So now we're moving into the lounge phase. You're not really finding too many places that's like, oh, we a club. It's either like, oh, we a bar and we turn up, or we a lounge and we turn up.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you think is really the difference between lounges and clubs?
I feel like the size. At least I feel like lounges are typically smaller in size and a little bit more intimate. And a lot of times, like clubs are bigger. They have 2 floors.
Yeah.
Right. They may have like a DJ on this floor, a DJ on the second floor. It gives a little bit different. And I think like I don't see. Yeah, those are the only differences that I see between a club and a lounge.
Size is
the size, and just like how many DJs they have playing. Typically, when you go into a lounge, it's just that one floor. Maybe it's more seating available.
Yeah, or they have like dinner with the lounge.
Yeah,
so
something associated with it a little bit. But I feel like those are also dying too. Like I don't think that they're, or I think I think that there's like I still haven't found a really good young professional lounge.
Yeah.
That like you're gonna meet someone that and maybe does the same type of work as you do. I don't really get that from a lot of places that I go to.
Not even in DC?
Nah. I don't like
no,
DC.
You know what? I don't. So with DC, so we typically like, well, for me, places that I would say that I'm fluent in going to a lot of venues, I would say is like New York, DC, Atlanta, Richmond, and I've been to a lot of Houston venues. But I would say as far as, I feel like you can get that vibe from DC and New York for sure.
Oh.
More so in DC, I feel like it's more so like bars. Like you got to be on a happy hour. Like you got to do happy hours in DC and meet people and kind of like talk to them.
They have a place in Adams Morgan that I really enjoy. I had a great time out there one time. So it really depends on the type of night I'm trying to have too. Like but regardless if you play in trap, I don't like it. But New York out of the 3 or the cities that you name. I've never been in Houston. Never really partied in Atlanta. I never partied in Atlanta. But New York is like Harlem specifically is where I'll go and I'll dance and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But besides the fact that I don't like trap music, I also don't like mashups.
Oh, really?
Not too much of them.
Okay.
Like you can do a 1 or a 2, but please don't do a full night of you recreating a song that I love.
Right. No, I get that. I understand
even
that.
If I like
because if I know, like the original beat,
I don't.
Why did you change that?
I don't like it. So I don't like when people do that, like the whole set.
Yeah.
That's just not my preference.
Yeah.
I like original music.
I like mashups, right? But I don't like mashups to classics.
So, like what?
So, like, don't mash up All About the Benjamins.
Right, that's
true. Like, why are you mashing up that?
Right.
Don't mash up Crush on You. Like, you don't need to mash up certain songs.
Yeah.
But you can mash up, like, I feel like, the Afro beats and stuff that's out right now. Like, you can mash those up.
But most Afro beats sound the same. Like, you could do you can mash up and it will still blend very well.
Yeah. I think, I'm cool with some R&B songs being mashed up.
Yeah,
because most of the times they'll mash a slower R&B song with a uppity beat.
Yeah.
So it changes the vibe of it.
I think I just miss what the clubs used to feel like. And I feel like the mashups, the trap music, the lack of dancing when trap music, like I don't understand how people really do this for hours at a time. Because trap music you cannot dance to me. Like
bang them up. Bang,
like
bang,
that's
bang
it. That's
bang,
all
bang.
night. I'm like, how are we doing this right now? Like this is not enjoyable to me. So I think I just miss when we used to dance, when you used to walk out of a place and your feet was hurting, you felt like you couldn't walk the next day, where you were just like, oh my God, and another one. Like you get excited when the beat drops. Like I miss that skill, right? And so it just don't hit the same for me. It just doesn't.
Despite rising societal stressors, it's possible to take care of your well-being. Levels Mental Health provides compassionate care for those experiencing mental health challenges. Our holistic approach addresses anxiety, depression, behavior issues, and trauma, ensuring individuals feel understood. It's time for accessible mental health services for all. Visit levelsmentalhealth.com to learn more, schedule a consultation, or donate to expand outreach and support our community.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't want to be in a club listening to trap the whole time. But I feel like for all of that, y'all need to just make a trap club.
That's it.
Specifically for trappers.
Put some hookah in there. Let them smoke their stuff.
Let them,
and they gonna have a good time. Leave me and my people to some Afro beats, some 90s, 2000s, something like that. Like that's what I would like. But I think we still go because there's not a lot to do or a lot that we know to do.
Right.
Why do you think people still go to the clubs or the lounges?
Like you said, it's not a lot. What else are you doing? So, I mean, to have fun, right? So say somebody that don't have kids, right? Y'all going out to eat. Yeah, we may go to a couple of bars. Activities. I mean, we may do activities, but we're not doing activities every week, you know? So axe throwing randomly. May go to an amusement park once a year.
Yeah.
You know, those things happen. But sometimes, like I know for me, I'm a big music person, right? I feel like sometimes you just want to be out listening to music. Yeah. You just want to vibe with like the people listening to music. You want to hear the bass loud. Like I want to feel it in my chest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my music is always loud. Car is always on 100. So sometimes it's the environment. Like I don't need to go out and really be on the dance floor. I could just be chilling and vibing, like have my little drink, chill, vibe. But I'm also somebody that would be on the dance floor.
I'm gonna dance.
Like sometimes I'll be like, sometimes me and my friends will be talking. We be like, yo, we gonna go out tonight. We gonna go dance. Like, and it ain't like we doing no crazy dance. Like we be two-stepping for we just having a good time.
Yeah.
So
we don't have that, but I also think that so it depends on where you live.
Yeah.
There's so much to do in New York. I don't feel like there's as much to do in DC. Not as much as New York.
No.
So then we start coming on down the south.
Because DC is a big circle. It's like once you hit these spots, the first month you go out, you don't hit them.
I feel like I've been to most of the great restaurants in DC. I've been to all the hookah spots. I've been to most of the speakeasies. Like I've done it in a year or less, right? I've done it. I do, but as you start moving further south, you get to Richmond.
It's less and less
and less to do.
Right.
So you have to be creative. So what are some creative things that you do to have a good time?
For me, fun is easy. It's easy for me to have fun. I mean, I think you curate that space based off like who you hang out with. I mean, I could literally be in a house having fun and people just come over and we be around the counter, we have a couple of drinks, and we smoke some hookah, and we talking about just anything that we feel like talking about and laughing. Like, I don't even know what we be talking about half the time, but it'd be funny, you know? So, but, I mean, traveling is big for me. Like, I like to travel and just see different things and explore, you know, different cultures, food, explore different cocktails.
Yes.
You know? Like, it's nothing like, what I hate about, I think at this age, in my 30s, what I hate about the club is that it's a bunch of bartenders. But it's no mixologists.
No.
So you can make a rum and coke, but you can't make
a bee's knees.
Right.
Or, wait, remember when we was
old fashioned. You can't make an old fashioned. It's like,
oh my
it's
gosh,
3 ingredients.
It was so bad. I'm sorry. Now I'm thinking about your friend that was like, that story was so funny. The old fashioned was so bad, and she got mad at us that it was bad. Yeah, like,
yeah. And then he had the same experience at another place with the old fashioned.
Yeah.
Because people, more and more people are just calling themselves bartenders, but they're not mixologists.
I think that's it too. Like, if I go somewhere, first of all, let's think about the prices to go out now.
Yeah.
Like, a drink is $20.
Off grip.
You not about to pour me a drink that I don't enjoy.
But you pouring me this much for 20. I could go just get a bottle.
You could, but you want to be around people, right? So I wanted. So also too, like, one of my homegirls, she says this all the time. Like, she's like, I'm not staying in the house. I'm single.
Yeah.
So I can't just have a bunch of people at my house. I can't just not do anything. I need to be out so that I can meet whoever I'm going to meet. And when I'm going out and I'm paying $20 for something, I do prefer a medicinal cocktail now. Like, I don't, most of the time I'll buy champagne or whatever, but I'm not trying to, I can't even tell you the last time I had like a Henny and Coke or a Henny and lemonade. It's not that I won't do it.
No,
I feel
don't
like
sleep on Henny and lemonade though.
I can't drink Hennessy anymore.
I can't either.
I can't do it.
I'll be hurt the next day. But Henny and lemonade.
But you like travel. You like to go to places that have really good drinks.
Yeah. I mean, I like to do outside activities, like random stuff. So like during the spring, summertime, Richmond has a lot of different festivals.
I've heard that. Yeah.
You know, so they'll have, I mean, it'd be random festivals, watermelon festival, chicken festival, etc. So like people out doing stuff, 2nd Street Festival. Just going to the festivals, going out after to the same spots we always go to, but at least we, you know,
did something different
beforehand. I mean, if you into art, the museums, they have different expositions.
Oh yeah, they do.
And they on their calendar. I mean, there's stuff that be happening. So Richmond, when I first moved to Richmond in 2014, they had this website. It was like RVA Happy Hour or something like that. And I used to hit up all the happy hour spots, but it was like restaurants that I didn't really know about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was cool. But, yeah, I just be going with the flow. I don't really I don't be planning my fun out like that. Like, sometimes I do, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, what's going on today? What we doing? All right, let's go ahead.
Yeah, one thing I do like about Richmond is they have quite a bit of wineries around here. Mm-hmm. So I do enjoy that. But I also enjoy museum dates. I like doing picnics. I want to do like a kickball game this summer.
They have that.
Yeah, like those are the types of things I want to do, like kickball. Back in Arlington, an old friend of mine threw like a water balloon fight. That was fun. I didn't play because I fell right before off a scooter, so my knee was messed up, so I didn't play. But it looked like they had a good time. But like water guns, all that type of like playful things I would like to do.
You had braids in?
Huh?
You had braids in?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Oh, because I know you wasn't being in a water balloon fight without them.
Well, true. You're right about that. So I have my braids in. And so, like, those are the things that I feel like we can do in our little cost, right? Like, a lot of people can't hop on a flight and go to Vegas for the weekend, right? They can't just do that. Or Miami. But, you know, also, let me say something about that. Because I do think that traveling is costly, and it's also a luxury. I do feel like there are things that people can do to save for their travel. Because honestly, going out to the club right now, it's $200 for you to be outside. If you don't go twice, that's a plane ticket. And if you plan it long enough, further away, it's a plane ticket to Miami or Chicago, or Houston's kind of expensive to get to, but Chicago or Miami or New Orleans, like you can do that. And then you can have that same experience outside because those are other things to do. I think like pasta making class, just pottery, like those are also things that people can do and have their friends do it too.
Yeah. The floral stuff.
Yeah.
All
I love that
floral
cute
stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I I mean, I do like it. It seems fun.
Wait, I want to back up though real quick. So I was in the club actually like 2 weeks ago in DC. At me and my mom, I took my mom to DC, and then we wound up meeting my friend out for her birthday. So we went to Eco Stage. First off, it was lit as hell in there. Like, I haven't been in a club in a minute. I don't feel like, but yeah, Eco Stage was lit. So my mom having a good time. She turning up. We upstairs. We upstairs, and I'm like, yeah, y'all ain't have sections back in the day. And she was like, nah, we had them. Them shits was just too expensive. Everybody was on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And I think, too, that sections, it's a good thing because sometimes you don't want to be standing. You want to drink and chill. But I think that messes up the club environment, too, because people just sitting down.
Oh,
you know, because girls is out. They super cute. Feet hurt. Thin ass heels on. So they're like, yo, I'm about to just sit down, drink my drink, turn up like this, whatever.
That's
so
me.
You're missing out on really what the experience could have been versus back in the day. Like they wasn't in sections.
Yeah.
If you see videos of them partying and stuff like that, there weren't no sections.
But sometimes the sections be turned up though. Like depending on the other people around you. I agree, but I need to sit down. There's no like I'm not standing for 4 hours. It's gonna ruin the whole night. But if I could sit, rest my feet a little bit, and then get back up, I'll go dance. Like I love dancing. The best time I ever have when I go out is when I have sneakers on. Right. That's when I'm gonna dance the most. Like you would think that I'm a video vixen. Yes, I be in there. You think I can't dance, but let me tell you right now, I be shaking my little thing. But I have a good time. But I'm not doing that with heels on. I'm just. I'm not doing it. So I get you though.
The other thing too is like the whole bottle girl experience.
Oh, you love them bottle girls coming and waving their little sign.
What was crazy? So I was
be like this.
maybe like 2 years ago. I was in Texas and I was at what is this? I think it's Sky. I forgot. It's this pool party. People that go to Texas, y'all know what pool party I'm
Houston?
talking about. Yeah, in Houston.
I feel like I heard about it.
I think it's called Sky. I can't remember. But anyways, they really have like a model call for bottle girls. They had this whole elaborate like tryout going on in the middle of the party.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of the party. It's mad girls walking. They got to do this. Like, I'm like, yo, they really auctioning, trying out like to be bottle girls. Like the bottle girl job is serious.
Oh yeah.
But they be making money though.
I bet they do.
They be making hella money.
I bet they do. I wonder if I would be a bottle girl.
Would you have been a bottle girl?
I wanted to be a bartender.
Oh, you would definitely have been a bottle girl.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe. I be thinking
they don't really do that much. They come outside, they wave that little sign.
I think I don't know if I think a lot of me raising a girl. Like now Asia's old enough. But she was impressionable. Like I can't for me, you're not about to take my picture. Now if it was pre-Instagram, like if it was MySpace days, you know, when pictures wasn't floating like they floating now, possibly. But like I just would always think that like is my daughter gonna be bothered or bullied?
But what's the issue with being a bottle girl?
I don't think there's an issue with being a bottle girl. I just think kids are mean.
Oh, you think they'd be like, oh, your mom a bottle girl?
Like sometimes, like I think sometimes parents will say things in front of their kids and then they come home and say it to your child. So I'm always thinking about, or I was always thinking about like, how would this make Asia look? Yeah. Now Asia 18. She got her own life and so does me. I do too, right? I don't care nearly as much. If I wanted to be a bottle girl right now at 40, I will do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have thought about it. Like, would I go out there and be like, ain't nothing wrong with being a bottle girl? They make money. Thousands sometimes a night.
Yeah.
So ain't nothing wrong with it.
I know some girls that's bottle girls.
I just didn't want anybody bothering my daughter because of just being mean and young.
Mm-hmm. I also think that people go out to like clubs and lounges too because they want to look for somebody.
Like a date?
I feel like people be out there looking for dates. They do. actually the last time I was in Houston too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was it was J5. So it was a campus event or whatever. So they had like this, I mean, they was everywhere. But we was at this one party and this girl was there with her friend. I'm at the bar. I'm getting a drink for me and my friends. Like, what y'all want? Blah, blah, blah. The girl dropped her bag. One of my friends picked up her bag. He was talking to her.
Wait, was that a move? Because I'm like, no. Was that a move or she really dropped the bag?
No, but she liked him.
Oh.
So it could have been a move.
Oh, that's
because
a good
she wound
move,
up, yeah.
All right,
because she wound up wrapping back around.
Okay.
So anyways, dropped her bag, boom, they started conversation. Then she started conversation with me. And then whatever, we ordered our drinks. I wasn't paying them no mind because I didn't really think they was that cute. So anyways, I wound up walking over to my friends, giving them their drinks. They wrapped back around to us like 10, 15 minutes later, like, oh, what y'all doing, blah, blah, blah. And then the girl that dropped her bag, she was like, oh, my friend think you cute. It's my friend's birthday. So she was like, hyping her friend up. Yeah. And her friend was not cute to me. But because it was a girl birthday, I'll be too nice sometimes. So I was like, oh, hey, what's up? So I'm talking to her, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, oh, are you dating? I'm like, yeah, I'm dating. She was like, oh my God. She was like, I can't believe that you're dating. I'm like, yeah, nah, it's cool. But we chatted for like 5 minutes or whatever. And yeah, that was that. But she was outside.
Yeah.
Looking for somebody. And she wasn't from Houston, too. So I think too, a lot of times people do travel to different cities or even countries, and when they're out, like they open, it could be different motives. So it could be like, yo, I want this little one night stand with you.
Yeah.
Or like, yo, I'm not finding nobody in my city. So like, what's good with you? I'm gonna fly back out, fly you out. Or I just
think you look good. Like I could come out with the intention to have a good time with my friends, and I'm like, oh, he's fine.
So you talking to them for what? For the moment? You just doing it for the moment?
Me, Crystal? When I meet somebody out? It depends. Like there was one guy that I met out that we hit it off. We had a really good night.
Right.
And so that continued for a couple of months. And then there's other guys that like will try to talk to me at a bar or whatever. My friends got a bunch of jokes about going out with me, but like there was this one guy I remember, and like I thought his friend looked better. Right? I'm like, I thought his friend looked better. I was like, damn, this man is fine. But he had a ring on. And I don't really like, so I'm like, all right, well, he got a ring on. So the other friend is talking to me. He yapping, all this stuff, right? I'm like, well, he all right. As soon as he walked away, the married friend was like, I'm telling you right now, that dude married. He took off the ring. I don't play stuff like that. You seem like a very cool chick. Don't talk to this dude. Damn. So I'm like, okay.
Was you tight?
No, I mean, I didn't give him no time. I didn't need nothing. But I was just like, Dad, people really be out here. But I got to respect the guy that was like, yo, he's married and I don't like what type of time he on. Like, he takes off his ring. And I wouldn't have known that. Like, I probably would have figured it out if I kept talking to him, but I didn't know that. But I think that all different types of people go in clubs, and sometimes they're looking, but sometimes it's just like, you look good and I'm going to have this conversation with you.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, if you like partying, go out to the clubs and party. But I think the culture of clubbing is different. Like you said earlier, I would prefer to go outside of where I live.
I act like a whole.
I'm a whole
different person outside of my city.
Yeah, it don't have to be a country. Like it could literally be the next state over. Yeah. I would rather go out somewhere I don't live.
But early though.
What you mean early?
Like 8. I gotta be out at like 7. I can't go out at 10. I'm tired already.
Oh, I mean the pregame. You got a pregame.
I know. Well,
pregame is. I still pregame. I'm still pregaming.
I am looking forward to a fun dancing summer. Sometimes I really just want to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. So go ahead,
dance right now.
Put the music on, Dwayne.
That's how she be dancing to every beat too. I just wanted to show y'all the rhythm that she has. That's how she dances to every beat.
No, I don't. I'm getting it.
No. Look, hit us up. Actually, let me know where the moves is at, where the parties is at, because I'm gonna come out.
You will.
I'm coming out.
Yeah.
If I'm not tired. But nah, I'm gonna come out. We want to hear from y'all. What do y'all think about the clubbing scene after 30? Are y'all still clubbing? Would y'all prefer to do other activities? Like, what's up? What you gotta say to people?
Nothing. Let me know too. Like, let me know what y'all doing. I mean, I'm not a clubber, but I will go to a lounge.
Yeah.
I love a speakeasy. So, like, tell me where all the speakeasies are at. If they have dance in there. If they got music there, I'm going to dance. So, just tell me where it is.
Classical
I want to go.
too?
Not classical. But I could probably do it too.
I want to see you dance a classical
Put it on
your tippy toes.
Put it on.
Put it on? Hold on. Let me see. We're going to get Crystal dancing. Let me get you a nice, good classical song.
On my tippy toes? That's crazy.
No, I want to see it.
On my tippy toes, though?
I mean, you say you can dance. You could do anything.
I didn't say I could do tippy
you.
toe dancing. I used to be a praise dancer, by the way. Look at the feet.
And once you turn 35 and up, you will start dancing to classical music.
Don't put this on there.
All right, y'all. We see y'all. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.